Yo, what up YouTube, it's Bryce, and I'm going to be doing a deck profile today on a concept I came up with, and I call it HypnoBreaker. It's basically some beast stun with breakers, and Hypnocorn, which isn't necessarily in beast stun, but anyway. I'll make some comments before I even go through the deck about why it works, in my opinion, and that is because Hypnocorn pops back row and Breaker pops back row, so you summon a Hypnocorn and your opponent A immediately thinks you're bad, and then B you pop a back row with it. And then, so they have no back row ever, really. You have 6 monsters that you can pop back row with, plus 2 MSTs. And so you get a Horn of the Phantom Beast on any monster and you're drawing cards, and you're just like, oh, you have no back row and I do? That's unfortunate for you. Obviously the deck pretty much only is effective against decks that do run back row, but I've played this deck over the past, honestly, several days, and I've lost track of how many times I've played it, but I've won every game. So, cool, I guess. I've gotten lucky and played stuff that does have back row. But anyway, we got 3 Breaker, 2 Flame Tiger, and 3 Flame Bell Fire Dog to summon the Flame Tiger, and then 1 Magician just to make easy 8-star synchros with Fire Dog. 3 Hypnocorn, pops back row. Pretty self-explanatory, it's in the name of the deck. 2 Tengu, because it's a beast deck, and this card is just stupid. It's a plus. It hits the board, you +1, essentially. Unless you're going to exceed with it. Dad Arm Dragon, because we play the 6 Darks that are all of our popper cards, so I figure you gotta run that Dad. And 2 Thunder Kings because it's a stun deck, and this card's just stupid. It wins games on its own. You just summon it, and then they have to do something to get around it without searching, essentially. And it's 1900. It's just too good to not play. 2 Horn of the Phantom Beast. It works. I've never wanted more. I've never not wanted it when I drew it either. So 2 is good. It's only kind of a beast stun deck. And then we have the 2 D Prison. Pretty obvious what it's there for. It's a D Prison. 2 Torrential. Obviously, 2 Compulse. I like this card because of the chain ability. And also this is sort of a stun deck, so there's a lot of back row in it. 2 Bottomless, because we lost Warning, and Bottomless is good in general. 1 Solemn Judgment, 1 Solemn Warning. This card is... It seems better now that it's at 1. I appreciate it more when I have it, because people don't play around it as much because it's at 1 now. And last game I played, I had it, and it basically won it for me. 1 Reborn, obviously. Heavy, yeah, I run a lot of back row, but it's heavy. Dark Hole. 2 Smashing. This is just because, really, my deck focuses a lot on popping back row and then potentially attacking over with Horn or something, but I also want to get over stuff with Fire Dog. And it's just basically smashing. If they have a monster that I can't get over otherwise, smashing ground. 2 MST, there's 8 cards in this deck that pop back row, so good luck using anything on me. 2 Duality, it's a stun deck, and 2 Lance, because once again you have to get over stuff in this deck. So, yeah, that's the main deck. Side deck, 2 Cyber Dragon, 3 Guaiba, just side them in and confuse them. Really? I've never done this. I've never sided with the deck, but that's the concept I'm going for there. 2 of this card, because I heard it was good, I guess. I literally heard that. I've never used it, but yeah. I know it's good for Prophecies. That's the idea of it. And Mermails or something, maybe. I don't know. I legitimately don't know, but I know it's good against Prophecies. I've played against Mermails 1 time, and never Prophecies since they've been good. But yeah, I always play Evil Swarms with this deck, and then I win. So that deck's good, I'm pretty sure. That's one of the top decks right now, especially in Dueling Network. Okay, we got the 3 Macro, just because it hits everything and doesn't really hit this deck that hard. That's what the Guaiba is there for, partially, because Guaiba doesn't have to send to the grave. So if I do play something that macro hits, my idea would be that I'd side out the Fire Dogs and side in Guaibas. Then we got 2 Doomcal. Everyone's like, this card's really bad, but I'm like, it's a generic stun card, it's 1900, and it is good against the rogue, really, in my opinion. If you're playing someone that has a deck of just bullshit cards, and Hypnocorn isn't really going to help you because their back row doesn't matter anyway, you just throw in Doomcals and win easier. Then we got like all the rank 4 exceeds you could possibly want. 2 Maestros. Well, I guess I'll go through them. We got a Daigusto Emerald, Lavalval Chain, Photon Papilloperative, Gunman, 2 Maestro, 1 Utopia, Pearl, and the boat, black or number 50, Black Ship of Corn, I guess, for anybody who can't see it. Because people have been asking me a lot, like, what's that card next to Thunder King on one of my other videos? I'm like, well, that's a Kinetic Soldier. I thought that was a fairly well-known card, but yeah. We got the Black Rose just because we run Reborn. We got the Stardust and the other new Stardust, basically. Because they're pretty good rank, or level 8s, I'm sorry. And we run the Magician, obviously. We got the Crimson Blader, because this card's pretty good in the situation that it shines in. It's always been good. And, Scrap Dragon, obviously, pretty much a staple rank, or, God, level 8. I'm so used to saying rank now. And then we have the Chimera Tech because we do side the Cyber Dragon, but also, why not main it? Space is not tight in this deck, and if your opponent leaves a Cyber Dragon and machines on the board game 1, you want to punish them for it. So yeah, these cards, I'm not that big a fan of Emerald and Chain, but they're just there because, like, space is available. But yeah, the main idea of the deck is you'd be summoning these cards and you'd be popping back row, and it works. Like, if you doubt it, try it, because it works. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Peace. This would be fairly cheap to build in real life, actually, too, so that's a major positive aspect of it. But yeah, thanks, guys, once again, and peace.